Today's Q&A likely resonates with so many of us who are struggling with our past. Not the amazing things we've done in our lives, but the learning opportunities that we have created. I use the term learning opportunities because that's what most people call mistakes, but they are so much more significant to our personal evolution than we understand. And rather than regret, higher beings learn. I don't think there's many people on this planet who would, in retrospect, do everything exactly the same as they did, with the knowledge that they have now. There are people, however, that have no regrets, and that's the goal. To live fully, speak our truth, and follow our hearts so that every moment becomes its own reason to have no regrets. Having no regrets means accepting our choices with wisdom, not avoiding responsibility or the need to apologize when we've caused harm. We do this by reflecting honestly, making amends where needed, and choosing to grow from every experience instead of clinging to guilt. So I hope that today's Q&A resonates with many of you. One of the hardest things that we can do is accept our imperfections. Society has created a standard of perfection for human beings that is neither achievable or productive. How can we learn if we don't make mistakes, guys? You get that, I'm sure. So why don't we understand that our own mistakes are part of who we are today, and it's never too late to find peace with them, learn from them, and choose to live more wisely now. Are you still insensitive to others? Are you unkind, selfish and self-centered, controlling, or spiteful and hurtful? These are all human tendencies, and so few of us had perfect parents that helped us rise above them. Instead, many of us had unreasonable expectations placed on us by others as we were developing, which translated to shame and fear of failure as we grew up. I'm here to tell you that it's okay, guys. Who can possibly believe that we are here, in this place, because we are meant to be perfect? The Creator effortlessly made us in its image. The One is a constant movement between dark and light. How can we expect ourselves to be perfect, and never make a mistake or never hurt others? Rather than hide your frailty, face it with wisdom and strength, knowing that you have the power to fix it, even when people have left us. See beyond the illusion of 3D to the reality of the unseen energies that surround you. Embrace them. They know. They understand and they forgive because they are now pure, selfless love. Let's take a look at the beautiful vulnerability that Patricia Insider has displayed. And let's show her that she is loved, exactly where she is right now. Here's Patricia's comment.
Help. I am not able to accept my inner child. Not sure what the holdup is, but shame kind of hits me hard.
Why shame? There's an important lesson in life, and my amazing husband Tim had challenges in his childhood that he's working through in such a healthy way now. But it took years for him to get to this place. And while change doesn't happen overnight, I finally got him to listen to one of Tony Robbins' programs, and I can't believe the change in him already, in just a few days. He's doing Tony's Unleash the Power Within program, but Life Mastery and The Ultimate Edge are great too. But honestly, you can't go wrong with any of his teachings. I have a large library and have attended almost all of Robbins' seminars at least once over the years, and I can tell you that there's no course of study that was more eye-opening to me. I've linked some of his programs in the description, and I'd recommend Unleash the Power if you've never studied his work. So let me share what I've learned. Shame is useless. Remember that fear doesn't stop death. It stops life. If you are ashamed of your mistakes, then you don't understand your purpose, which is to grow, to learn, and to evolve into a higher being. Think of a child learning to walk. They fall down a whole lot, but they have no shame because they are innocent. They have not yet experienced the cruelty of people. There are no judgments here, or with the people that will empower you. If people can't love you with all of your mistakes, then you may need to pull back until you can stand up and say, yes, I screwed up big time, and I'm not going to make excuses for why I did what I did. Instead, I'm going to tell you what I've done to change it. Someday I'll have to share how the use of this exact phrase turned one of the biggest mistakes of my life around. Owning up to our mistakes and forgiving ourselves, honestly, surpasses the ability of most. I've made so many mistakes in my life, guys. I admit that I have wronged people, and while I tried to be there for others, I wasn't always there for myself. Let me explain. My desire to help others made me a target. Sometimes people resent when you do what they can't or don't want to do because they believe it makes them look bad in some way. So I allowed others to attack me until I couldn't help anyone, not even myself. Thankfully, Tim came along and I realized that yesterday doesn't equal tomorrow. Yesterday cannot affect our future unless we allow it to. It occurred to me that Patricia's shame may be from an assault by another. If that's the case, it's not your shame but theirs. Shame lives in the shadows. Clarity and gratitude lives in the lights. Don't ever let another take your light away. Wear these experiences like a reminder of how far you have come. Understand the cyclical nature of life. You are here to learn and evolve, not to spend a lifetime in regret and fear. Create a new history for yourself. If you've harmed others and they're ready to accept you with all of your mistakes, then embrace them and let them know that you regret what you have done and you thank them for understanding. Let them know that you are no longer that person and want only to love and be there for them. Never to control them but to support them when they reach out to you. If they harmed you, forgive and determine whether they can harm you again. If so, it's okay to release them from your life, family or not. Protect, grow, and share your beauty. That's all that we really need to do. The rest falls into place. Find your beauty. Realize that you have been altered by the experiences in this lifetime and don't let them affect who you become. The last chapter hasn't been written. That's your opportunity, so make it amazing. You are on your path to awakening, Patricia. Be grateful, not for what you've done, but for what you are able to do once you slay your demons. You are in control. Affirmations are very effective. Read them 3 times a day as you grow, and we can always refine them as needed. Here we go. I release all shame that never belonged to me. I am free to love who I am. Every breath softens the walls of shame and opens the door to innocence. I am worthy of joy, laughter, and pure self-acceptance. And shame melts away as I honor my truth and embrace my story with compassion and clarity. I wish I could take away your shame, which is simply fear of others' judgment. You are supposed to make mistakes or you wouldn't be here at this time. The key is not to be perfect. The key is to learn from our mistakes. We are all learning and we have nothing to be ashamed of. Remember that just like nature, we are perfectly imperfect human beings. Accept that you are part of this imperfect miracle of life and be present in the process. Until next time, remember that a life spent making mistakes is not only more honorable but more useful than a life spent doing nothing.